Hey guys, Dr. David Jockers here, doctor of natural medicine, and today we're talking about 5 nutrients to heal autoimmune disease. We know over 250 million people around the world are suffering with an autoimmune disease, and that could be things like lupus, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, Graves' disease, or hyperthyroidism. It could be things like multiple sclerosis, psoriasis, rheumatoid arthritis. And so when we're looking at these autoimmune diseases, what we know is that in autoimmunity, the body's own immune system is attacking the tissue cells. And so there are 5 key nutrient deficiencies that we commonly see on lab work that are associated with these autoimmune diseases. The first one is vitamin D deficiency. And we know that about 80% of our population has a vitamin D deficiency, and vitamin D is extremely key for modulating or coordinating the immune response. Without that modulation or coordination, our body is much more likely to attack itself and create some sort of an autoimmune disorder or a chronic inflammatory disorder. And so why are we deficient in vitamin D? Our ancestors used to get it from the sun and from organ meats like liver that they were consuming on a regular basis. In our society today, we typically avoid the sun, or we're spending a lot of time indoors. Many people are putting on sunscreens when they do go outside. So we're just not getting the sun exposure to boost up our vitamin D, and we don't consume the organ meats that are rich in vitamin D. So what do we do for vitamin D? I would definitely recommend supplementing with vitamin D, and I use several different varieties. This is my Dr. Jockers brand D3K2, and it's always a great idea to get vitamin K2 with your vitamin D because they synergize to help get calcium out of the bloodstream, to bring it into the bones, and they work together to help coordinate the immune system. So this right here, easy, 1 cap gives you 10,000 IUs of vitamin D, which will really get your levels in the ideal range. For autoimmune disease, I like to see vitamin D levels between 60 and 100 nanograms per milliliter. Most of the clients I'm talking with and I'm working with, their ranges are usually between 20 and up to maybe 40 nanograms per milliliter. So boosting it up with a good high quality 10,000 IUs is a great strategy. I also use this Thorn D3K2. This is a liquid dropper. And so this works fantastic for boosting up your vitamin D levels, and you can really modulate how much you're using. So instead of just a standard dose of 10,000 IUs, you can take 6,000 or 8,000. And in general, the standard dose should be between 1,000 to 2,000 international units per 25 pounds of body weight. So a good maintenance dose is 1,000 international units per 25 pounds of body weight. An accelerated dose or an advanced dosage to raise your levels up higher should be about 2,000 international units per 25 pounds of body weight. Again, good idea to get it in with vitamin K as well. So 2 great strategies. You can also use something like cod liver oil, which works great. This is something I use for my own children. I have them do a teaspoon of cod liver oil, which provides 1,000 international units of vitamin D. And so small children, this works great. It also gives them omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin A. So it's just jam-packed with nutrients. This is coming from the liver of cods. So you think about, again, the organ meats, really powerful. So the second nutrient deficiency that I see most commonly with autoimmune disease is zinc. And so zinc is so absolutely critical for the production of something called superoxide dismutase, which is a key antioxidant that protects our DNA. So we need zinc for that. In fact, studies have shown that when we are deficient in zinc, our thymus gland, this is where our T helper cells, which are critical for coordinating the immune system, the thymus gland atrophies, it shrinks. We have a smaller thymus gland. We get poor maturation of our T helper cells, and we end up with an imbalance between Th1 and Th2, the 2 branches of the immune system, and that can lead to chronic inflammation and autoimmunity. So we want to boost up our zinc. Okay, one of the best ways is a zinc supplement. Zinc supplementation is very inexpensive. I'm a fan of zinc glycinate. It's a glycine molecule, amino acid of glycine that helps bring zinc through the digestive tract and into the different cells of the body. Glycine is also very anti-inflammatory for the body and helps with liver detoxification. So I have a supplement called Zinc Charge right here. And so this is Zinc Charge. So I'll put my clients on 20 to 40 milligrams of Zinc Charge, sometimes higher if we see really, really strong deficiencies on their lab work, but a good 20 to 40 milligrams a day is a great maintenance dose. If you're lighter, under 125 pounds, start with 20 milligrams. If you're over 125 pounds, you can probably do 20 milligrams twice a day would be a fantastic dosage of zinc, which is also key for hormones. It's really important for healthy skin and good detoxification. So zinc, great supplement to be taking to help reverse and shut down autoimmunity in your body. The third big one is glutathione. We know that you cannot have an autoimmune response in the body without a glutathione deficiency. So we've got to address glutathione levels. Vitamin D is critical for producing glutathione in the body, so we always want to address that. Zinc is also important for it. But sometimes even when we have those nutrients, our body just isn't good at producing the glutathione that it needs. Maybe it's overwhelmed by chronic stress. Maybe we've been exposed to a lot of toxic metabolites that have drained our glutathione production. So we can supplement with different things in order to boost up glutathione. One would be something like a high quality whey protein, which will have cysteine, and cysteine is a sulfur-containing amino acid that is the major precursor to boosting up glutathione. Now, what I found is that most people with autoimmune disease, they struggle with dairy, even whey protein or grass-fed whey. So I don't use that. I will use a lot of sulfur-containing vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, avocados, red onions, as well as garlic. These can all be really good. They all have that those sulfur compounds, and they help boost up cysteine levels. So those are great. I also use a supplement, a glutathione supplement. And there are many that you can use. In fact, selenium helps boost up glutathione. Things like N-acetylcysteine, or otherwise called NAC. N-acetylcysteine provides that cysteine molecule for glutathione production. Also, alpha-lipoic acid is an amazing antioxidant that helps support glutathione production. Now, with autoimmunity, oftentimes I see that people have a genetic issue where they're just not able to convert cysteine into glutathione effectively. So what do we use? We use actually this super glutathione for these individuals. And this is an acetylated glutathione. So they have an acetyl group that connects to the sulfur-containing amino acid within the glutathione compound, helps bring it through the digestive tract. Because if you were to just take straight glutathione, your digestive system would break it down. This is a patented form that helps get it through the digestive tract and into the cells where it can be used right away as a master antioxidant to protect the DNA, to help coordinate the immune system in the white blood cells. Very critical for people that have autoimmune disease. The fourth deficiency is going to be omega-3 fatty acids. And so in our society, we eat so much omega-6 fats because we're eating processed foods, we're eating lots of grains, different things like that. All of those things create a essential fatty acid imbalance. So we want omega-3 fats. We're going to get those from wild-caught fish. So you can eat wild-caught fish like wild-caught sockeye salmon, sardines, anchovies, things like that to boost up your omega-3s. You can also take a fish oil, high purified fish oil supplement. I'm a huge fan of Nordic Naturals as a brand. I know they do third-party testing, fully purified, no mercury or environmental toxins in there, and you get the purified EPA and DHA. You want a marine source of omega-3s. If you're thinking flaxseed, walnuts, or green leafy vegetables are going to provide the right amount of omega-3s. Those are very tough for your liver to convert into the long chain EPA and DHA. So I prefer fish, wild-caught fish that's been purified. Again, Nordic Naturals is great. We talked about the cod liver oil earlier. That's a fantastic source of omega-3 fats. It also provides vitamin A and vitamin D as well. So fantastic source. The last deficiency we've got to address with autoimmunity is healthy gut flora, healthy probiotics. So in our society, we eat processed foods, we eat genetically modified foods. Processed foods, genetically modified foods, these things have a lot of compounds in them that destroy our gut microflora. We also take in antibiotics. We take them through a prescription. We also find them in our tap water when we're drinking tap water. And we also find them in a lot of our meat products, our commercialized meat products. So taking a good probiotic supplement can be really key for autoimmunity. I'm a huge fan of rotating different probiotic strains. So the major ones that we use are things like Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus plantarum, Bifidobacterium. Bifidobacterium is a really powerful one for our large intestine, so Lactobacillus for the small intestine, Bifidobacterium for the large intestine. So we'll rotate those in along with soil-based organisms. So we use the ProBioCharge. This one's 100 billion, we also have a 30 billion. Somebody that's been on antibiotics at some point recently or maybe been on chemotherapy, we go ahead and we use the 100 billion to re-inoculate their system fast, and then we rotate it with the Prescriptus cyst, which is the soil-based organisms rich in fulvic and humic acids, which are great for helping our body to detoxify, and they're spore-forming probiotics that help re-inoculate the gut in a really mild manner. That's typically very easy on people that have more sensitive digestive tracts. So we'll use the ProBioCharge and the Prescriptus cyst, rotate those through, so we're getting kind of the full blend of bacteria to help re-inoculate the gut, to downregulate inflammation, and to help the body heal the way it was designed. So that's 5 nutrients that we've got to address to heal autoimmune disease. Number 1, we talked about vitamin D. Number 2, we talked about zinc. Number 3, we talked about glutathione. Number 4, we talked about omega-3 fatty acids. And number 5, we talked about healthy gut flora, utilizing the right type of probiotics. If you do those 5 things, you are well on your way to healing autoimmune disease naturally.